let's check out what's the deal with Abraham handing over his wife Sarah to King Abmelech. The tale you might find familiar because we've seen it before in chapter Genesis 12. It's another remarkable account of the lives of Abraham and Sarah. And it raises some serious questions about Abraham's integrity. When Abraham once again finds himself in a sticky situation, this time in the land of Gerar and King Ahimelech. Now, if you recall from Genesis 12, a similar predicament unfolded when Abraham and Sarah journeyed to Egypt. Just to clarify, the stories portrayed in Genesis 12 and 20, well, they share striking similarities with each other, but they're not the same tale. Both chapters shine a light on Abraham's life, yet they narrate different events where Abraham finds himself lying about his beautiful wife Sarah, afraid he'll be killed to get access to her. However, the first story takes place in Egypt, while the second unfolds in Gerar, featuring Pharaoh in Egypt and King Abmelech here. We kick things off as Abram moves to Gerar, near Kadesh and Shur. In this moment of uncertainty, he turns to a familiar tactic because he fears for his life, unless he introduces Sarah as a sister. Now, this just isn't some idle chit-chat. Now, we hear about King Abmelech. He hears about Sarah's overwhelming beauty, and he's intrigued. So he sends for her, and he takes her as his own. Now, once again, we get a look into the flawed nature of Abram's character. You know, when the going gets tough, well, Abram loses his trust and faith in God and goes with his gut, using lies and deception. Don't judge him too harsh. How many times do we, you and me, take control of our own lives, take it away from God, and we do what we think is right? Well, looky here, if God is your co-pilot, buddy, you're in the wrong seat. But there's a deeper message, is how God steps in to protect Sarah. And it's a reminder that when people fail, God's commitment and his covenant stands firm. Now here comes the twist. God intervenes with a warning to King Abmelech through a dream, and he tells the king that he will die if he takes any further steps towards Sarah. God instructs Abmelech to return Sarah to Abraham. So what does Abmelech do? Well, he goes straight to Abraham and confronts him. Well, Abraham admits his deception. I'm reading now from Genesis 20, 11 through 12. Abraham replied, I said to myself, there is surely no fear in God in this place, and they will kill me because of my wife. Besides, she really is my sister, the daughter of my father, through not my mother, and she became my wife. So while it turns out he has a technical loophole to stand on, well, deception is still deception. Lie by any other name, hey, it's still a lie. Now, in a twist of fate, Abmelech compensates Abraham with riches and gives him the freedom to settle wherever he wants. And just like that, Abraham uses his prophetic status to pray for Abmelech, asking God to open the wombs of the women in Abmelech's household who have been unable to bear any children. Now, this moment is particularly fascinating. This is the first time in the Bible that God identifies Abraham as a prophet. So overall, the tale breaks down into essential lessons about human fallibility, divine grace, and the significance of accountability. It teaches us that we all make mistakes, but God's protective hand and his faithfulness are constant and flow of our lives. So the next time you might find yourself in a difficult situation, think of Abraham and remember that even in our weakest moments, there's a light of hope and a chance for redemption. Nothing else that proves that the world of Abraham and Sarah, well, is remarkably similar to ours, filled with twists and turns, ups and downs, and it reminds us that the story of humanity is one of grace, promise, and the beauty of second chances through God. We're going to wrap it up for this week, but I'll see you here again next week.